and welcome to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Tonight, Video Productions presents Region 3 Class 4A Co-Regional Title Game. The winner of this game will punch their ticket to next week's Boys State Tournament in Charleston. It's the George Washington Patriots from the capital city at 14-9, taking on the Beckley Flying Eagles, also 14-9. With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, heavy hitter Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, Jackie Moon on camera. And you know, Eric, even though these teams have the same record, as of late, they've been going in totally different directions. For Beckley, since George Washington beat them for the second time this year, back on February 15th, and beat them pretty good. You were at that game, 65-49. Since then, Beckley has not lost. They've reeled off 4 in a row, including their last 2 regular season games and the 2 sectional games to get them to this game. But since that win for George Washington, they have only won 1 of their last 5. Losers of 4 of 5, and they only scored 39 points in their sectional loss to South Charleston.
Yeah, and the thing is with that win that GW had against Beckley February 15th, it not only did they beat them, it was a thorough butt kicking. I mean, they really took Beckley to the woodshed, and I really left that game feeling that Beckley didn't have an identity. And I think they did a little soul searching since then.
Well, if you look how the teams got to 14-9, first of all, George Washington, they started off really good, and they were playing their best basketball early. In fact, the first game we did between these two teams, Eric, seems so far ago as it was. It's back in January, on the 13th of January, and that was a tight game, and George Washington found a way to win that game on this floor by the score of 60-57. Beckley, on the other hand, they started off a little hot and cold. They had an injury to their top player, their leading scorer, and Elijah Redfern, and they went through where they'd win a couple in a row. They'd lose a couple in a row. They got a big win against Huntington. They get a big win against Bluefield, didn't lose the next day to Bluefield. And like you said, they were just kind of searching to find out who they are. But here as of late, I think you can turn back the page to what Beckley basketball was, the style of play, and that's how defensively Beckley's been with their pressure, and now being able to get 70 or more in these last several games.
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right. And going back to that game in January, the 13th, I had a chance to go back and review my notes from that game, and GW came down. Beckley led after 1, and then GW kind of took control. The final score was 60-57, but GW had extreme balance in that game, as they had Clark. They had 4 guys in double figures and 1 with 8, so knocking on the door. And Beckley hadn't found that balance yet. But I think Beckley kind of mirrors that now. As you stated, in the last 4 or 5 games, defensively, they've turned it up a notch, and that they've been able to get some transition buckets and get into their offense a lot better.
One thing, history is a part of all series. George Washington has of late have owned this series. They've won the last 6 against Beckley. And, Eric, you had mentioned to me before we came on there, they've won 4 of the last 6 in this building.
And 4 of the last 6 in the elimination game.
Right.
So they've come up here, and a couple times I think GW was heavily underdog, as they had lost to Beckley twice, and one time and came out, you know, and just really took it to Beckley. This is one arena that Coach Green, Rick Green, comes up here. I see him here more than half the fans. He's always here scouting because he knows,
right.
And that shows his great awareness, good coaching awareness. He knows that it's usually going to come down between Beckley and George Washington for the right to go either to Charleston.
Yeah, in this one-game co-regional elimination, the winner of the state tournament, the loser's out, as you mentioned, 3 previous times George Washington has come up here and beat Beckley. St. Albans also came up here and beat Beckley. So the last 4 times, 4 of the last 5 that is, because Beckley did beat South Charleston in the COVID year, the last time they made the state tournament on this floor. But 4 of the last 5 times that Beckley played on this floor in this regional co-regional title game with a chance to go to Charleston, they've lost.
Yeah, and you know what's good about all that?
It don't mean nothing tonight.
None of it matters, and that's what's good. But we like to give the history to the viewers, and you know, I think that matters to the coaches. The coaches know they can look at that. Coach Green can go, hey, look, this is our building. We've come up here. We've proven we can win. Hey, once they throw it up in the air, you know, just play your game. And on the flip side, Coach Ron Kidd can use that as motivation, because you play to be the number 1 seed on your side of the section to get to this regional game with a chance to host, and you want to defend your home turf.
Well, you know, I think that's a great point, Eric, because I think even though none of these players obviously played in any of those previous games, you can say, if you're Coach Kidd, we want to be able to break the streak with this group. And if you're George Washington, you want to continue the streak with this group.
And you're right. And nobody, and anyone that says that history doesn't matter, we did make, I don't want to seem like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, but you wouldn't hang these banners here in Beckley if you didn't think that history and that aura that around your program, you just file them away. It says none of that matters. And I think it matters to Beckley, but I also think the history right now is on George Washington's side, and they know they can come in this building. They've proven it. It's an easy drive up the interstate, and they feel real comfortable in the confines of the Raleigh County Convention Center.
Yeah, the crowd continues to file in. We're going to have a very big crowd tonight, and it seems like we'll be at fever pitch. You and I are excited about it. The players are, the fans are, as we welcome in you to the Dutch Miller Beckley Auto Mall pregame show. We'll take our first break. We'll get you ready for Beckley George Washington here at the top of the hour. For the winner, they punch their ticket to next week's state tournament. For the loser, their season's done. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 2723 Old Bluefield Road in Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that.
Done. It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Hey, grab me one too.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Michael Frobel, candidate for circuit judge in the 2nd Division. Michael's a proud supporter of student athletes in Raleigh County and would love to serve as your judge. Also, the game tonight is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company, you can apply for a job on their Facebook page at United Coal Company, or you can go pick up an application at the Guard Shack located on Independence Road in Sophia, West Virginia. Eric, I think one of the big keys to this game is the team that can control the pace. I think that's why Beckley has really gotten it together in this 4-game winning streak, because the pressure, and they've been able to speed teams up and force teams to play faster than they like. For George Washington, I think their best chance to win the game would be in the 50s to the low 60s. Beckley wants to get the game up in the 70s.
Yeah, and the thing that Beckley should really be concerned with, and Coach Rick Green does a great job defensively and teaching his kids what he wants. And you can guarantee that Kobe Dillon will probably not get a lot of open looks tonight. So I think the key to Beckley offensively is to really assist and move that basketball, try to get the defense to sway. Because you probably will see a lot of zone tonight if you're Beckley. You're going to see zone.
Yeah, and, speaking of Kobe Dillon, as he's coming into the ball game, these are up-to-date stats. He's averaging 15 a game. He's shooting a whopping 45% from behind the arc. That's amazing. Now, I know he shoots way more. In fact, I'm going to give you the numbers on this. He shoots way more three-pointers than he does twos. Twos he's shooting still pretty darn good, 58%. But here's the deal, Eric. He shot, up to this point, coming in this game, Kobe Dillon has attempted 67 two-point shots. Before I tell you, you want to take a guess on how many three-point shots he has taken?
I'll say probably 120.
175.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see the difference between how many more threes Kobe Dillon takes as opposed to how many twos he takes.
But guess what? If you can shoot 45% shooting that many, hey, fire it up. But the one thing we always talk about, Maris, you and I, we talk about when we drive the games or whatever, or just sitting around. The key players have to be the key players. And, when you get GW, you're going to have to get, Noah Lewis, Jackson Clark, those guys to really get going because they are just steady. They play steady, and that's balance is key to George Washington. They really spread the wealth, and they play as a team. And I think for Beckley, they have grown, with Elijah Redfern being hurt early. Those baby Eagles, as I read one article by Tyler Jackson, and I was thinking this morning, I said the baby Eagles need to grow up into full-blown Eagles to win this game tonight. The incubation stage is over. Now it's time to hatch and really come out and play.
Yeah, some of the key numbers you talked about there for George Washington. Lewis is averaging 14 a game, Hartwell 11. Redfern early in the year when Beckley, I wouldn't say struggling, but not winning like they thought they might or thought they could, he was averaging like 26, 28. Now he's down to 19, and they've been much better. So those are some key numbers. We're going to take a break. We're about 6-7 minutes away from tipping the game off. We'll be right back from Beckley here on Video Productions.
2 decades, we have brightened your homes and lives with our quality windows, siding, and doors.
You've watched us grow.
And a lot has changed in 20 years.
But Window World's commitment to our customers and community continues and has never changed.
Our quality products have never changed. We're still America's #1 leader in exterior home remodeling, and that makes us proud.
Window World of Beckley would like to thank you, our customer and friends.
Without you, we wouldn't be us.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road, and Beckley. They are hiring for full or part-time positions, and you can call Mary at 304-253-7328 to see what maybe will best fit your schedule. Also, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air, your Amana dealer. They are a proud sponsor of high school sports in the great state of West Virginia. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up Indoor Air 304-890-2212. Well, Eric, the one thing about it, and I had a nice conversation with George Washington coach Rick Green before the game, and he said, which is so true, as a player, as a coach, and I'm sure as a fan, if you're not nervous about this game, then it don't mean nothing.
Yeah, when all the chips are on the table and, you know, all the marbles are out, you gotta show up and play, and you have to have nerves. I think in anything, if you don't have nerves, you don't have the passion. You don't have the passion or want to win it.
Right, and that's why I think, as I always say this, it's a different level when you get to the postseason. And this is like Game 7, because for the winner, they're going to the state tournament next week. For the loser, their season is done. And your seniors really think about that. But it comes down to this. Your best players have to be your best players in a one-and-done situation.
One-and-done situation. You got to get out, get going, execute the game plan. And I think whoever handles adversity in the game will probably be the victor too, because it's going to be ebb and flows. You can't let your mental game slip in a winner-take-all game.
Yes, I think whoever can play more under control, more loose, and also I think who can control the pace. Beckley wants to play fast, and faster. George Washington will run when they can, but they want to set up more in a half-court game. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. We'll have the player introductions. The opening tip coming up next. Beckley and George Washington, and the winner will punch their ticket to next week's state tournament here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
I started this bandwagon. Everybody jumped on. Try to serve me, you're about to get dunked on. That was freestyle, fellas.
Love it. We just have a different sound.
2 words, Dunking's iced coffee.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. If you have a plumbing problem, the only number you need to know is Modley's 304-253-HELP. Also tonight's game brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, the old country store, locations in Beckley and Princeton. Love me some pig from Cracker Barrel. And you know, Eric, I've been at the Girls State Tournament since Monday. I got to Charleston Monday, worked the late games Tuesday and last night. And really what's got me energized was, as wore out as I've been for the first couple of days, knowing that when I was there this morning, I was coming back here tonight to call this game, and then after tonight I'll leave and go back to Charleston to call the 3 night games tomorrow night.
Yeah, you knew you were coming to a heavyweight battle right here with two great high school programs, well coached on both sides.
So for George Washington under veteran head coach Rick Green, it'll be Goebel, Hartwell coming in at 11 a game, Lewis at 14 a game, Lunsford, and Clark. So once again, Lewis and Clark, will they find their way tonight for George Washington?
Yeah, they've seemed to find their way the last couple of times against Beckley. So let's see if the expedition continues on the way to Charleston.
And for Beckley, as they are being introduced, it'll be Kobe Dillon, Elijah Redfern, Zion Hawthorne, Preston Clary, and Jalen Walton. And when you look at this Beckley team, Beckley has 3 players in double figures, led by Redfern at 19, Kobe Dillon at 15, and then Hawthorne at 13. But both Walton and Clary, Eric, very steady at 8 points apiece.
Yeah, and Walton has really been the key cog in Preston Clary because rebounding was a weakness early on, tremendous weakness by Beckley. And they've been rebounding by committee, and those 2 guys have really been large on the boards. Not only not getting rebounds, but keeping possessions alive by either tipping them out or getting their hands on it.
Wouldn't you agree that both benches are probably not very deep, so your key guys really got to stay out of foul trouble?
Yeah, you got to stay out of foul trouble. You have to make plays, and your best guys have to be your best guys.
And I say that all the time. When you get to tournament time, you've got to take it to another level. And as we always say, Eric, and you and I both agree, and we've been saying this for a long time, your best players really have to be your best players in these moments. So we're just about ready to go. George Washington will come out in maroon. They'll have the heel across their uniforms. Beckley getting their final instructions from Coach Ron Kidd in white and maroon, and we're moments away from getting this game underway. This is one of 8 co-regional games. On the other part of this region, Eric, in Region 3, Princeton is down at South Charleston tonight.
Yeah, and South Charleston and Princeton looking to punch their ticket on the other side. And, you know, four good teams, all 4 teams well deserving of getting to the state tournament. But tonight's going to settle it all.
And we are ready to go. We're going to put the ball in the air. It'll be Walton for Beckley, and Walton will jump against Lewis for George Washington. Ball in the air. The tip is controlled by George Washington. Beckley's going to come out and go man-to-man.
Beckley really up in the grill. You just don't want to get any early cheap fouls if you're Beckley. Play aggressive. Elijah Redfern pretty close to getting a reach in there early.
Yeah, Beckley very aggressive in her man-to-man defense. And they get a turnover. Redfern to the basket, lays it up and in.
And defense becoming offense right there. As this crowd, this intensity is electric right now from this Beckley crowd early.
And this is what made Beckley so good in this 4-game winning streak, being able to set up their pressure.
But once again, unlike Princeton, George Washington broke the pressure, settled in on offense, and going to make Beckley play half-court defense.
Right. Princeton and Oak Hill both got the ball across the midcourt line and just put up a quick shot. Yeah, they made a few of them, but overall, then they start missing a lot, and then they were doomed. Nice play by Walton. They thought he had a steal for a minute. A nice drive into the lane. Nice dish down low for the easy bucket. Beautiful play. That's a great play. Clark off the deck to find Lewis, and Lewis and Clark connect for the bucket.
And that was good, patient offense by George Washington.
Looks like George Washington's going to play a little zone here. And going to try to run Kobe Dillon off the three-point line.
Well, we knew coming in, you and I both stated, that Kobe Dillon will have a tough time finding an open look.
Redfern shaking and baking. Hawthorne on a drive into the lane, a little off-balance shot, and it goes. That's a tough shot because he's a left-hander, and he was off-balance, and he shot it going right, and there's a Beckley steal. Redfern comes up with the steal. Hawthorne for three. Too strong.
Hey, well, you can see the adrenaline in that one.
Yeah, I can say he's really jacked up as he shot that over the basket. And George Washington comes out of there with it down low. Beautiful pass, and the same result as last time. A Lewis layup to tie the game. Hawthorne on the move. Down low to Walton. He spins. They cut him off.
Yeah, against this zone, Walton's going to have to be able to score.
That's a beautiful block. Great defensive play by Lewis as Walton went up strong, and Lewis right there to meet him.
You know what I love about it? Great no call, because little contact, but let the game be decided on the floor as we look. A lot of contact, but that's a play on. Got to just be strong with the basketball.
So Beckley to inbound, they do to Walton. He stripped momentarily. The ball's out of bounds, and it's a turnover. It'll go over to George Washington. But still, Eric, even with the turnover, where they turned it over, Beckley, they can still set up their pressure.
Yeah, Beckley able to get into that full court press and try to speed George Washington up.
Nice drive to the basket and a beautiful finish by Hartwell. And George Washington has their first lead of the game. Clary thought about the three, into the lane, little short shot, front of the rim, no good. Walton on the putback, it won't go. Tipped up once, twice, and George Washington, Hartwell comes out of there with it. And they throw it away. Or do they? Yes, they do.
And that was a good no call. I think that Elijah Redfern and Lewis, they were both going, and Redfern just kind of checked up. And
yeah, I'm with you. Play on.
Play on.
Yeah, there's definitely no foul on that.
So one key thing that I've noticed early is Beckley's been able to get a couple of offensive rebounds, but not been able to do anything with it. So they really have to be able to get those stick backs to have a chance to win tonight.
Redfern on the drive. Ball tipped. He gets it back. Clary open for three, and he got it.
What great court awareness envisioned by Elijah Redfern on that pass to Clary as he drains the three.
And there's confetti there thrown down here from the student section on the floor. George Washington with numbers. And nice play by Kobe Dillon to knock the ball out of bounds from behind.
Yeah, and I think that was cash money. As
paper money, right?
Paper money, yes.
If it was real money, I'd take my headset off and go over and scrape some of it up.
You wouldn't have pointed it out. You would have said,
right.
Hey, I'm going to go get some of that.
Yeah. Ball comes into Lewis. Here's Hartwell for three. It's short. Walton with the rebound. Redfern from three. In and out, no good. Walton skies high for the rebound and the putback.
What a rebound by Walton as he was Johnny on the spot. And
Beckley currently on a mini 5-0 run. Drive, a little short shot on the baseline's no good. That shot put up by Clark, and Beckley comes out of there with it.
Good team defense and way to retreat if you're Beckley. The transition defense and holding them to one and done is key.
Redfern shaking and baking, puts up a wild shot.
That was an out-of-control shot right there by Redfern, and the chance with numbers here.
Down low and an easy bucket, and once again, what a big first quarter Lewis is having as he scores again. Dillon for three. short. And the rebound is Hartwell for George Washington. A chance to regain the lead.
And that's one of those that he's not going to get a lot of looks.
Lewis with a Euro step into the lane leaves it short.
Kobe Dillon, and he's going to make the most of it.
And Beckley throws it away. And like you said, that's on the three-point shot that Hawthorne put up, and on that pass, you can see players are really jacked up because Shaquille O'Neal on the ladder couldn't have caught that one.
I was going to say Manute Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, he had about 4 inches on Shaq. Yeah. I don't think he would have gotten that
No,
one.
not if you put him on a ladder.
As G-Dub gets into their bench a little bit.
Yep.
They bring Anderson. Brady Anderson comes in, and, boy, he's a well-put-together young man.
Yeah, and Jeff Harris into the ball game as well. George Washington with possession, a chance to regain the lead. And you know what I've liked, Eric? I've liked the way the officials have called it, and I was getting ready to say there's a turnover, but neither team has committed a foul.
That was either going to be over and back as well.
Right.
But you're right. They were being a little too deliberate right there, George Washington, with that pressure.
In fact, Eric, as I look at these officials, I don't know their names, but I recognize a couple of them from the college games or the Tech games that you and I have done.
Yep, we definitely have.
There's a pick and roll, and GW does a good job as they jump it, and they force Beckley into turnover. Hartwell from 15 rattles in and out, and there's our first foul of the game.
And that's a good foul.
Yeah, it's on Hawthorne, and that will get Hartwell to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, and he got him on the closeout at the end of the shot.
So Hartwell will shoot 2, and if he can make them both, George Washington can regain the lead.
Well, I'm going to give you a stat right after both of these free throws. The only 2 people to score for George Washington is Lewis and Hartwell.
So the first free throw is no good by Hartwell. He's got a chance to tie it with the second free throw. It's on its way, and he missed them both. In a game like this, Eric, you know free throws, they're always big, but they seem to loom even bigger when you get into a one-and-done like this.
And in the first matchup, the 60-57 win, George Washington was 11 of 14 from this charity stripe in that win.
Hawthorne on the drive, and the ball's deflected out of bounds. I thought he was going to pull up and shoot the little baseline shot.
Yeah, that's one of those where I think being a lefty, that floater right there. But, you know, you still as a coach have to like what you're seeing because Beckley's at its best when they share the basketball.
So coming up on a minute and a half here in the first quarter, 1-point Beckley advantage. We went back and forth. Kobe Dillon. Hawthorne will dial up a 3. It's in and out, not there. Clary with an offensive rebound. Beckley keeps another possession. They find Walton down low. He misses a short shot, but he draws the foul.
Yeah, but that's one you need to make. That's great ball movement and good court vision again by Elijah Redfern, and Beckley gets to the free throw line for their first 2 attempts of the night.
Each team has committed 1 foul, and this will be Beckley's first attempt at the free throw line. Walton's free throw is good.
The one thing that I'm going to touch on early might be the conditioning because Beckley is yet to dip into his bench.
Walton is, Eric. Walton is 65% free throw shooter. He makes them both.
And what's key to that second is to getting into this pressure.
Making George Washington really work to get the ball across midcourt. And they got a turnover. Beckley's pressure has been really good in this first quarter.
And that was good help defense by Kobe Dillon as he trailed the play, and the trap was in order right there, and they caused a walk.
So we're under a minute for the quarter. This elimination game, Region 3, co-region championship. Redfern leaves it short. And here's George Washington on the move. And actually, Eric, I think by the score, this really favors George Washington, a low-scoring first quarter.
Exactly what I was thinking because this is the pace that they want. They just want to be within striking distance. They play not real good basketball here in this first quarter, and they're still only down 3.
And Beckley's defense has been very good, very aggressive. And let's see if George Washington will hold it for the final shot of the quarter with 25 seconds left in it.
Well, I know this. I don't know if they'll hold it for the final, but they will take a good shot because that's just the way they are coached.
Trying to get the ball inside to Anderson. Beckley, good defense. And now that we're under 15, they'll probably hold it for the final shot. Or will they? Anderson, post, power move off the glass, up and in. That's
big
a great
body
play.
Space eater, but you have 5 seconds if you're Beckley to get off a good shot.
Redfern ahead of the buzzer. Count it if it goes. It's an air ball. And we come to the end of the first quarter. At the end of 1, it's Beckley by 1, 11-10. We'll be right back for the second quarter. Coming up next here on Video Productions.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
For 2 decades, we have brightened your homes and lives with our quality windows, siding, and doors.
You've watched us grow.
And a lot has changed in 20 years.
But Win the World's commitment to our customers and community continues and has never changed.
Our quality products have never changed. We're still America's #1 leader in exterior home remodeling, and that makes us proud.
Window World of Beckley would like to thank you, our customer and friends.
Without you, we wouldn't be us.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Edward Jones, your financial advisor. Call Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995. Ready to start the second quarter. Beckley will have the first possession. And, Eric, the first quarter went the way I really thought the first quarter was going to go. And nip and tuck all the way. Beckley with a 1-point lead as we start quarter number 2.
Yeah, and both teams, you got to value possessions. And I think a couple of times that Beckley really didn't value possession and get the best shot that was available.
Hawthorne trying to drive into the lane. Redfern will now get into the lane. George Wash playing good zone defense.
And they're mirroring Kobe Dillon. He does a good job of moving without the basketball. And
Redfern attacks, count the basket, and it's Coach Green thought it was a charge, and I was waiting for the referee to see what the call was going to be as we watched the replay. It's a block, count the hoop. And Redfern will try to polish off a three-point play.
Yeah, and I think Coach Green has a real good beef right there because it looked like I think that was Brady Anderson was in position to take the charge, and that was it was a bang-bang play, though.
Redfern at the line. He cannot polish off a three-point play, but Walton keeps the possession alive. Redfern will take another shot and draw another foul.
And that's going to be on Anderson, and Redfern will get to the line to shoot 2. And that's 2 quick ones on Anderson.
Redfern, an 83% free throw shooter, and he missed the last time at the line trying to polish off what would have been a three-point play. He'll now shoot a pair.
And as you stated, you got these. You have to make these in a close game. Well, you had 2 fouls total, team-wise for both teams combined in the first quarter, and GW picks up 2 quick ones in less than a minute.
Lunsford checks back into the George Washington lineup. Both free throws are made by Redfern, and Beckley's out to a 5-point advantage. This equals, or actually this is the largest lead of the game.
With the old wily veteran team like GW, they'll get a good shot.
Yeah, that was a good look by Hartwell. He just didn't knock it down. Here comes Beckley with an opportunity to add to their lead. Redfern on the move, tacks the basket. They cut him off. Tough fall away. That's going to be short. That was really good defense by George Washington.
And the way he spun away from the shot a little bit.
Kobe Dillon got his hands on the ball, but George Washington comes out of there with it. Lunsford for three. It won't go. Battle for the rebound. Down low. Scramble. We're going to have a held ball, and the arrow will keep it with George Washington. Good hustle by both teams.
Hey, both teams. You can see the magnitude of this game just coming through the pores of both teams. Both teams want it bad.
And, it happens every year in a lot of different regions, but, Eric, one of these teams are not going to make the state tournament next week, and you can't tell me that either one of these teams, for the team that doesn't make it, isn't one of the best 8 teams in 4A in West Virginia.
And I know it's been going on for years, and you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
There's George Washington in the paint. Beckley with the strip. Hawthorne on the move. Pulls up a little short shot off the glass.
I love Zion Hawthorne's short-range game. And timeout by Coach Rick Green.
Yeah, a 6-0 spurt in the first not quite 2 minutes of the second quarter. Timeout, 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here and tell you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Michael Frobel. Frobel for judge. Tonight's game, as I mentioned, brought to you by Michael Frobel. He's candidate for circuit judge in the 2nd division. Michael's a proud supporter of student athletes in Raleigh County, and he would be proud to serve as your circuit judge. But right now here, Eric, the thing we talked about, Beckley on this 6-0 run to go up 7, their biggest lead, not quite 2 minutes into the second half. And this is where a veteran team, well-coached George Washington, I don't think will panic the fact that they're down by 7.
And when we stated that, we said you're going to have to embrace, the
weather
adversity,
storms.
weather the storm, whatever cliche you need. And that was a well-timed out timeout. And let's see what GW does out of this timeout.
So here's Hartwell. He gets a screen from Lewis, pick and roll. Lewis right down the lane. The catch, he couldn't convert. The tip is up and in. They executed that well. Good job by Lewis to stay with it after he missed the initial shot. And then on the tip, the putback goes.
And Lewis leads all scorers with 8 points right now, single-handedly keeping George Washington in this game.
Hawthorne on the drive. They cut him off. Redfern will dial it up for 3. It's there. 3 ball by Elijah Redfern. Biggest lead of the game here at 8.
Well, if Elijah Redfern can get that going, it's going to be a long night.
But if you're George Washington, you'd rather have Redfern shooting that than driving to the basket.
Oh, exactly right. Exactly right.
They get the ball to Lewis. Like I said, he's been the top scorer, and here's a steal by Hawthorne. Hawthorne takes it hard to the basket, lays it up and in.
What a play. Defense turning into offense. Looks like another timeout here by George Washington.
It's an 11-2 run to start the quarter. And this, I think, will be a full timeout with 5:11 left in the half. A 10-point advantage, biggest lead of the game. A full timeout, we'll take it with them. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
I started this bandwagon. Everybody jumped on. Try to serve me, you're about to get dunked on. That was freestyle, fellas.
Love it. We just have a different sound.
2 words, Dunking's iced coffee.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
It's an 11-2 Beckley run to start this second quarter, and it gives Beckley their biggest lead of the game at 10, coming up on the 5-minute mark of the first half.
And if you're Beckley, Rick Green, Coach Green is going to say, hey, let's try to even this foul situation out. So you don't want to get caught. I knew they were going to, call something early.
Yeah, Hawthorne a little aggressive, and he's close to getting a technical
foul. He got
foul.
it.
Well,
he got it.
Well, he started jawing, and he bumped the player. So, and that's after, if you're Beckley, as we watch the replay, you're right. And that's a deserved technical foul.
Yes.
And cooler heads have to prevail, as you can't let the emotions get the best of you. And here's a chance now for maybe George Washington, as that's the third foul on Hawthorne, and that's huge.
That's a big play in this contest.
Yeah, because he got the personal foul, and then the technical foul counts as a personal foul, as getting to the free throw line is Lunsford as he makes the first free throw.
And that's going to get Lunsford in the scoring column. You know, just right there. I know you're hyped up, and you got to keep level head. You have to keep a level head.
So King will check in as Hawthorne will have a seat. And Hawthorne, I'm sure, Eric, with 4:57 left in the half, he's got 3 fouls. I'm sure he's done for the half.
Yeah, he's done probably.
Well,
yeah,
for the half
definitely
anyway.
For the half anyway.
Lewis inside off the glass, counted, and
Momentum.
he's fouled.
The game of momentum.
And we said that there's going to be ebbs and flows. Each team's going to get on a run. And Beckley looked like they had the better of GW, but now here comes George Washington. What a big first half that Noah Lewis has had. Trying to polish off the three-point play, and he does just that. So that turned out to be a 4-point possession for George Washington.
Yeah, 22-12 turns into 22-16.
Whip the ball inside. King goes hard to the basket. He can't finish, but he'll draw the foul, and he'll get to the line.
Right there, I don't think you need the double pump right here. Just go up. Just go up. You don't need to double pump. And these are huge free throws. You gotta stop the bleeding here.
King's first free throw is no good. He shot that really flat.
Yeah.
That had no arc at all. It just kind of rolled right off the back of the iron.
Flat and hard.
Yeah, too hard. Too flat and too hard. King with the second free throw. He missed both of them. And the rebound is to Clark. And maybe George Washington Eric kind of feel maybe they're seeking some of the momentum now.
That score is not correct.
Incorrect.
It's 22-16.
It's 22-16. The next break we'll have to check with the official. I don't know where that extra point came in at. As Lewis dials it up, doesn't go. Offensive rebound.
Got away with a push right there, but
by Goebel. Yeah, I'll get with one of the referees.
They just fixed it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I keep a running score. And there is a offensive foul. And Eric, I'll tell you, great for you to notice that, because this happened in a state tournament game in the Huntington Spring Valley game where the official book forgot to put a point down. They added it on the scoreboard, then they took it away, and the game ended up tied in the last 5 seconds, and Huntington happened to get the game-winning shot. But that definitely changed the way the final minute and a half played out.
Yes, yeah, I mean, you and I usually are on top of that, and that was a big charge take right there by Nazir King as he's been inserted for Zion Hawthorne, and just not any space right now for
Beckley. Fortunate they don't throw it away. Walton goes up and finishes. Well, the one thing, Eric, you keep a book and I keep a running score, so chances are if one of us don't get it, the other one will.
Yeah, that's right. We usually check with one another,
right.
But that's a big bucket right there by Beckley.
Nice cut to the basket and a nice finish. What a nice shot that was. That was put up
by Jeff Harris.
Yeah, Harris. Cuts the lead to 6.
And in the last game, previous game down at George Washington, Harris had a big game. He can spot up and shoot.
And King will draw the foul. That's a nice play by Redfern. Penetrating into the lane, drawing the defenders, and then they find King down low.
Yeah, but if King, that's going to be good fouls if King's not able to convert the layup, because he's going to be a liability at the free throw line.
Well, let's see what he shoots from the free throw line. 55%. And the free throw is no good, so now he's missed 3 straight.
3 straight.
And like I said, he's a 55% free throw shooter. And he's been able to do some work inside, as that's the 5th foul on George Washington. So the rest of the half, every time GW fouls, Beckley will get to the line, but they've missed their last 3. And now King able to make that one. So King is 1 of 4 at the free throw line, and the lead's 7. Under 3 minutes for the half.
Yeah, I think if you're George Washington, offense needs to run through this young man.
Yeah, Lewis has had a big first half.
Yeah, he passes well out of the doubles, too. Oh, that's money.
Goebel for 3. Back iron. Battle for the rebound. There's Lewis. He had it. Ball's knocked out of his hands over to Beckley.
Yeah, Goebel usually knocks that down.
Redfern shaking and baking into the lane. Down to King for the layup.
What a dish. What a dish. Elijah Redfern in his bag right there. Getting it to King for the finish.
"15-footer by Harris. It's short. Long rebound comes out. Walton with the hustle, and Beckley with the possession. Beautiful pass by Redfern to Walton, and he finishes again. Biggest lead of the game right here, as 11 points is the Beckley lead. It's a 5-0 Beckley run. Harris got clobbered, and he'll get to the line to shoot 2. And that's the only way I know how to describe it,
I had
right?
to. And you're right. He got clobbered.
He did. As we watch the replay.
It seems like he was stumbling a little bit. But you don't see a harder hit than that in
football. Right. Yeah. I mean, that's like 1st and 10 right there, right? I mean, he did. He got drilled.
And that's 2 on Walton. So the fouls are starting to add up for Beckley.
Drew Fitzwater will check into the Beckley lineup.
And Jeff Harris this is a good substitution, getting Walton out.
Yeah, Walton's got 2 fouls. Hawthorne's got 3. And Harris made the first. Second free throw, he missed that one badly. I'm not sure it even hit the rim.
Well, I think that was some remnants from that big foul that hit.
So Beckley is led by as many as 11. The lead is 10 now. A minute and a half remaining here in the first half. This is a Region 3 Class 4A co-regional. Winner goes to the state tournament. For the loser, season's over. Redfern from the baseline. It doesn't go. Harris out of there with it.
And Harris is great. Been great off the bench, coming in and giving GW a lift offensively.
Into the lane, nice take to the basket, and the shot is blocked. Kelly had his shot blocked by Fitzwater. Coming up on the final minute of the first half.
For Beckley, I would play like you have the lead here and really run some offense and spread GW out and try to get an easy look.
Kobe Dillon thought about the 3. He'll put it on the deck. Nice bounce pass. He'll turn it over.
Wow.
Fitzwater couldn't handle that pass.
That was a good pass. A little too much mustard maybe on it, but looked like a layup.
You're right. It had mustard and ketchup on that pass.
Yes.
But I think if you ask Drew Fitzwater, he'll tell you he probably should have caught it and scored.
Yeah, good look. But here's where if you're Beckley, you want to defend, you want to go in with as big a lead as you can. And
Harris for 3. It won't go. Battle for the rebound. Tipped around. Beckley has it. Last shot time for Beckley here in the final 25 seconds of the half. And Beckley with the 10-point lead. And Beckley can be aggressive because the George Washington foul, Eric, will put Beckley at the line for 2 since they're over the limit.
Yeah, and this right here is where they really miss Zion Hawthorne, because him in the open court is usually a bucket.
Clary for 3, in and out, no good. And the rebound is down by Lewis, and that's the end of the half. At the end of the first half, Beckley with the double-digit lead. It's Beckley 29, George Washington 19. We'll take a minute break, come back, we'll recap the first half, and we'll have it coming up next here on Video Productions.
Need a proven business leader who knows how to get things done for Southern West Virginia. We need a leader who will stand up and fight and defend our family values. We need a leader who believes in individual freedoms. We need a leader to represent us who understands what being a proud West Virginian is all about. We need a conservative Republican in the state Senate. So on May 14th, vote for Brian Helton, because he'll always show up and fight for us.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford, Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at midstatefordwv.com.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. We're going to recap the first half, and the first half recap being brought to you by Michael Frobel, a candidate for circuit judge in the 2nd Division. Michael is a proud supporter of the student athlete in Raleigh County and would be proud to serve as your circuit judge. Also, the scoring recap brought to you by Infinity Co. Infinity Co. offers no premium, no deductible health insurance with a dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. Well, Beckley got the first bucket. George Washington tied it. Back and forth they went, and it was a tight first quarter as Beckley led 11-10 at the end of one. But to start the second quarter, Beckley went on a 9-2 run to go up. Actually, it was an 11-2 run to go up 22-12. They extended the lead to as many as 11, and the lead is 10 right now, 29-19. This is Region 3, Class 4A Co-Regional. The winner of this game will punch their ticket to next week's Boys State Tournament. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go inside the numbers as you're watching live streaming coverage of this Region 3 4A Co-Regional battle here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 2723 Old Bluefield Road in Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
We need a proven business leader who knows how to get things done for Southern West Virginia. We need a leader who will stand up and fight and defend our family values. We need a leader who believes in individual freedoms. We need a leader to represent us who understands what being a proud West Virginian is all about. We need a conservative Republican in the state Senate. So on May 14th, vote for Brian Helton because he'll always show up and fight for us.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Here at the break, it's a 10-point Beckley lead at 29-19. We're going to go inside the numbers. Inside the numbers brought to you by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. As they have a full or part-time jobs available, you can call Mary at 304-253-7328 to see if they have a job that fits your needs. Also, inside the numbers are brought to you by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of sports here in the great state of West Virginia. For all your cooling and heating needs, you can call up Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. You're a man, a dealer. For the numbers of the first half, here is Eric.
Okay, Maris, George Washington, as you stated, has 19 at the half, and Noah Lewis has really kept him in this contest as he has 11 of the 19 in the first half. They had a couple players with 2. Chance Hartwell has 2. We were told we have to make a correction that Gabe Lamb, I incorrectly said that it was Jeff Harris, but Gabe Lamb came off the bench to add 3 for George Washington. Balance for the Beckley Flying Eagles as Elijah Redfern leads the way with 9. and Jalen Walton has 8. Zion Hawthorne, who sat down at the 4:57 mark of the second quarter with his third foul via a technical, has 6. And Preston Clary with 3. And Nazir King off the bench with 3.
So both teams are back out on the floor. We got about 3 or 4 minutes before we start the second half. Beckley up 10. They're halfway to Charleston, but you got to believe, Eric, George Washington's got a second half run in them.
Yeah, no lead is safe. Halftime adjustments abound. So you know the one thing that Beckley can rely on is that they're playing with the lead. But the other thing is they have to play like they have the lead, protect the lead, because GW is not going to be able, I think, to set back in the zone and allow penetration and Elijah Redfern to really pick them apart. And look, this is key. If I would have told you that Beckley would be up 10 and Kobe Dillon hasn't scored a point,
nobody
and
would
only
thought
shot
that.
it twice.
Right. Well, we're going to take our final halftime break. We come back, we'll get you ready for the second half. Beckley up 10, 29-19 here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford. Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at MidstateFordWV.com.
Hey, grab me one too.
And we're ready to start the second half with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Heavy hitter Mr. Nick Eskins producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. Beckley up 10 as they'll have first possession here in the third quarter, Eric.
Yeah, and I think as is every possession in an elimination game, you really just need to run your offense. Be patient if you're Beckley. Play like you have the lead, but you don't want to be too tentative.
Here's Redfern trying to break the defender down, get into the lane. Pass down to Walton. Redfern will dial it up for 3. Back iron doesn't go. Fight for the rebound, and George Washington comes out of there with it with Hartwell. Nice, good rebound by Hartwell. Lewis had the hot hand for George Washington in that first half. Backs Walton down, little jump hook.
Wow,
that's
nice.
a tough shot.
That's
knocks
great
it
offense.
Down.
Jump hook, 13 in the contest for Lewis, as he's not going to go away quietly.
Kobe Dillon yet to score. Throws the ball to Clary in the lane. And Redfern will dial it up for three. Back iron, no good. And George Washington's got back-to-back stops to start this second half.
And they got what they wanted, too. 2 long-range shots, if you're George Washington, is a recipe to get back in the game.
But Lewis has done work, and he's got the ball now. Drive on the baseline, packs the basket, head fake, up and in. They found something right there as Lewis has been the main offense for George Washington in this game, and Beckley wants a quick timeout.
Yeah, that's a great timeout. At the 6:27 mark, Lewis has really put the team on his back and kept them in the game.
So 30-second timeout. So while we got 30 seconds, I want to tell you about Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with locations in Beckley and Princeton, the Old Country Store. Love me some pig with Cracker Barrel. Well, Eric, we'll know the field of the state tournament for Class 4A. All the other classes have been decided. Single, double, and triple have been played over the last couple nights. And there'll be 8 more teams that will punch their ticket tonight. The other part of this region, and we'll see if we can get a score, was Princeton playing at South Charleston at the Community Center tonight in South Charleston.
Yeah, South Charleston has had a great year, but Princeton's battle-tested. Didn't Princeton beat South Charleston earlier in the year?
I think they may have.
At home.
But the one thing about it, South Charleston playing much better, down the final 5 or 6 games of the regular season into the postseason.
Yeah.
Here's Beckley out of the timeout. Redfern attacks the basket, finds Walton for the finish. Beckley's had a lot of success when Redfern able to penetrate and dish it down low. And now Beckley able to set up their full court pressure.
And Walton is now in double figures.
There's a drive down the lane. They find Lewis. He goes strong. Miss, gets his own rebound. The putback. And Noah Lewis basically by himself is carrying George Washington.
17 of the 25 points. No answer for Beckley.
Hawthorne for 3. That's good.
A much-needed basket by Hawthorne as he has 9 on the evening.
So it looked like when George Washington getting a little closer, as you said, a big 3 by Hawthorne to take the lead from 6 to 9.
That's only the third three-point make of the night, both teams combined.
They get the ball to Lewis, turnaround shot, good.
Man, 19.
Boy, Lewis has been outstanding. Coming up on the 5-minute mark of the third quarter.
But I think if you're Beckley, you'll live with Lewis shooting a 12-footer.
Clary down the lane, he got away, or did he? Nope, he didn't. I thought for a minute he was going to get away with that, but clearly an offensive foul.
Yeah, dipped the shoulder, good aggressive drive, but just dipped that shoulder a little too much. Heads up defensive play by George Washington.
And if George Washington is going to come back and win this game, Eric, they got to do it on the defensive end of the floor. They do a good job in breaking Beckley's press. They attack the basket. Doesn't go. There's Lewis with the offensive rebound. That putback won't go. That was a really difficult shot, and it'll go over to Beckley.
That was a tough from that angle.
It looked like maybe the ball was deflected.
Maybe so. That's why.
Yeah.
Just the way the ball careened.
Right. The trajectory of the ball. Clary for 3 straight away. In and out. No good. Wow, that was halfway down. And George Washington comes out of there with it as Lunsford grabbed the rebound.
Hard break for Preston Clary the last 2.
Lunsford inside off the glass.
Great post up. But that's great court awareness because who's guarding him? Hawthorne. Right,
and George Washington down 10 at the half. They've cut Beckley's lead in half to 5 here at the halfway point of the third quarter.
They've outscored Beckley 10-5 as in this quarter.
Clary a 15-footer straight away. It's short. Walton with an offensive rebound. Head fake. Puts it up. He doesn't go, but he draws the foul. That was a nice move and head and shoulder fake by Walton, and he'll get to the free throw line.
Good news is that's only 1 foul on Noah Lewis.
So Walton will shoot a pair. First free throw's good.
As we'll get Gabe Lamb back in the game, who gave him key minutes, George Washington key minutes. as Jackson Clark checks out.
Second free throw for Walton. He missed it. He gets 1 of 2. And here comes George Washington on the attack. There's a turnover. Redfern in the open floor. Lays it up and in.
Kobe Dillon made that defensive play. As I've stated all year, he gets his hands in the cookie jar, real quick hands.
Here's Lamb on the baseline. 3 ball good by Hartwell. And what do we got after the ball went through? Count the basket. And I'm not sure if we got a delay of game.
Delay of game.
I think that's what we got, a delay of game warning.
Yes.
So count the basket. The 3 is good to cut the lead to 5. And a delay of game warning, so it means if you do it again, it's a technical foul.
Yeah, running score of the quarters, 13-8, George Washington. They're doing what they need to do to get back in this contest.
And like I said, if they're to come back and win, I think they got to get it done on this end of the floor, the defensive end of the floor. Redfern on the drive, leans in, tough shot, and Lewis clears the rebound. I thought Redfern forced that one. Here's George Washington. Hartwell, the nice move, tacks the basket. Lamb for 3. It's short as it grazes the rim, but GW keeps the possession. Lamb into the lane, partially blocked. There's Lewis with the putback.
And it's cut to 3, just like that.
Yeah, Beckley's led by as many as 11. They led by 10 at the half. And George Washington, as you mentioned, Eric, come all the way back to trim the Beckley lead to 3.
And George Washington crowd is riled up, and rightfully so, as they've really taken control of this third quarter.
Kobe Dillon leads in, off the glass, up and in. Nice shot by Kobe Dillon.
Look for him to run some action, high ball screen, get it to this
Lewis.
guy's on fire.
He misses that when the long rebound comes to Redfern. Beckley on the move.
A rare chance to run.
Kobe Dillon spots up for 3, and you can tell, Eric, he wasn't really set. He was still moving as he caught the ball and he shot.
Yeah, that was a force right there.
Nice pass down to Lewis inside as he beats every Beckley player down the court and lays it up and in. What a monstrous game that Noah Lewis is having here for George Washington.
23 points.
Redfern pull-up jumper doesn't go, and Clary thought for a minute once again was going to get away with the foul. He clearly commits the foul, and that will be his second of the quarter.
Crashing the board, and right now it seems like that George Washington is handling that adversity that we stated early on in the first quarter, and Beckley's not really taking care and valuing possessions.
So George Washington was down as many as 10 at halftime. They're down 3 now. They could tie it with a 3 ball or perhaps tie it the old-fashioned way with an and one. As Hartwell walks it up. Kelly into the lineup. GW turns it over. Beckley 2-on-1. Redfern to the basket. In traffic. He's fouled. The shot doesn't go, but he'll get to the line to shoot a pair.
Wow, big time steal and good transition defense, though, if you're George Washington. You had a potential 2-on-1, but George Washington ran the floor and going to make Beckley earn it at the free throw line.
So Elijah Redfern will step to the line to shoot a pair. Just over a minute remaining, third quarter. And the free throw is good. The score is at where George Washington would want it.
Yes.
Coming down, like I said, a minute and some change remaining here in quarter number 3.
And they had the big quarter that they needed to get back in this game to erase that 10-point lead.
Redfern's second free throw on its way. Got them both. So one thing, George Washington, at least at this point, down 10, they've cut the lead in half. And if you're Coach Rick Green, you definitely would take that if you end the quarter and you're only down 5 after being down 10.
Yes.
But George Washington says they can even cut into the lead even more. Lamb for 3. Got it! And George Washington has come all the way back to cut the lead to 2 as Lamb rings the bell from downtown. Redfern shaking and baking, gets to the rim from the baseline short, and George Washington with a chance to tie or regain the lead. Hartwell on the drive to the basket, game's tied. George Washington has come all the way back after being down by 10. Last shot time for Beckley here in the third.
And the George Washington faithful, you can hear them roar here in the Civic Center as they've shocked this Beckley crowd. But you knew it was coming.
And a steal, a chance to gain the lead. All the way to the basket, lays it up and in. And George Washington with Lunsford have come all the way back and lead by 2. And at the end of 3, it's George Washington, 45, Beckley 43. Back for an exciting 43-41, I beg your pardon. And an exciting fourth quarter coming up next here on Video Productions.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
And we're going to the fourth quarter, and wow, what a change of events. Beckley led 11-10 at the end of the first quarter. They led by as many as 11 in that first half. They led 29-19 at the break, but George Washington has come all the way back to take a 2-point lead. And George Washington with that big third quarter, Eric, outscoring Beckley 24-12. And now George Washington will also have the first possession of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and how quickly the tide has changed as now George Washington can play its game.
Lewis has had the hot hand for George Washington.
A down ball screen right, they're going to post up.
Lamb on the drive, pulls up, the little short shot is good. George Washington has scored 9 in a row. Walton on the drive. Runs over the defender. What do they call? A charge. And I think that's the right call. He just lowered his shoulder and runs over the George Washington defender. We watch the replay, Eric. He just runs over Lewis. You can see where he lowered his shoulder.
Yep, dipped that shoulder, and now Beckley needs a timeout. We're going to take a full.
A full timeout, 7:25 for the fourth quarter. George Washington up for 45-41. We'll take a break. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done. It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
We need a proven business leader who knows how to get things done for Southern West Virginia. We need a leader who will stand up and fight and defend our family values. We need a leader who believes in individual freedoms. We need a leader to represent us who understands what being a proud West Virginian is all about. We need a conservative Republican in the state Senate. So on May 14th, vote for Brian Helton because he'll always show up and fight for us.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
George Washington, Eric, has its biggest lead of the game right here. 7:25 left in the fourth quarter, and George Washington has come all the way back. They were down as many as 11 in the first half. They were down 10 at the break, and now they have a 4-point lead and possession of the ball.
And you know what else they have? Momentum.
Yes, they do.
Momentum is thoroughly on their side, and Beckley, you don't really, have to panic, but you need stops. And this is, George Washington has Beckley right where they want him. The way they execute offense, and they can really be aggressive.
Lamb is giving him quality minutes off the bench for George Washington. He has it now. Hartwell to the basket. A lot of contact. Lays it up and in. Hartwell scores. Kobe Dillon for three. It's in. Kobe Dillon, a three ball. A much-needed three for Beckley as Dillon was able to get free and knock down his first three ball of the night.
Yeah, and that was
a
huge shot in this contest.
Beckley will show full court pressure. Got a long way to go, a lot of possessions. 6:40 left in regulation. Here's Hartwell on the move. Lewis has had a big game on both ends of the floor for George Washington. Lamb with the ball now has played well off the bench, and they get Kobe Dillon on a reach-in, and that'll be a common foul. That'll be the second team foul on Beckley here in the fourth quarter.
And that'll be Kobe Dillon's first, and that time just a little too aggressive. If you're Kobe Dillon, good on-ball defense, got beat a little bit, and just going to have to be patient offensively if you're George Washington.
Nice cut to the basket. They cut Clark off. Lewis is a pretty good guy to throw it to, huh? They get the ball down low, and Hawthorne has picked up his fourth foul.
Yes, that's fourth foul on Hawthorne, and that's going to loom big here.
And, Eric, I think you got to leave him in the game if you're Beckley. You're down 3. Your season's on the line. 6:13 left in the game. I think you got to stick with Hawthorne.
Yeah, you have to stick with Hawthorne. And you know that George Washington recognizes the situation because they are definitely going to post him up as he's guarding Lunsford.
And not only that, that's Beckley's third team foul. George Washington yet to commit a foul here in the fourth quarter. The nice drive into the lane, off the glass, up and in by Hartwell. What a nifty move by Hartwell to get into the lane like that. Redfern on the other end. Dillon for three. It doesn't go. Battle for the rebound. Lamb comes down with it. We're under 6 for regulation. George Washington with the ball and up 5. Lewis backs his way in. Good double team. Clark for 3. No good, and Walton will clear the rebound. Redfern attacks the basket, lays it up and in. That time looked like a defensive breakdown as Redfern went to the basket. There was nobody on the backside.
Yeah, nobody there.
Nobody at home, and he's able to lay it up and in. The kind of game I thought it was going to be. Good steal. Kobe Dillon attacks the basket, lays it up and in. The lead is 1 now for George Washington.
Boy, it's nervous time. This is some intense high school basketball.
Right.
You got to love this.
And, Eric, I think this is a better game than some of the games you'll see next week at the state tournament.
Definitely. Both teams landed all on the line here.
Hartwell on the drive, a lot of contact. They call a block and no foul. And that was a lot of contact on that drive.
It was a lot. We'll see here on the Little General Instant replay. Well, I think it's a good no call because maybe the ref felt that the offensive player might have initiated the contact. Play on.
Lewis into the lane. They cut him off, fall away, doesn't go, tipped around. Beckley with a chance to regain the lead. 4.5 for regulation. Redfern will attack the basket, get to the rim. He'll miss the shot. It'll be a blocking foul on Lewis, and Redfern will get to the line and have an opportunity for Beckley to regain the lead.
Another bang-bang play. If you're Beckley, you battle back. You have to make these free throws. Wow, and you're right. Both of these teams deserve to go to Charleston, but only one can.
Yeah, and I understand it, but you can't, like I said before, you can't tell me, and this is not a knock against any team as Redfern makes the first one to tie the game, but you cannot tell me that whoever loses this game isn't one of the best 4A teams in the state of West Virginia.
Yeah, you're right. And that's only the second foul on Noah Lewis, so that's a good thing. and only the first team foul. So
Redfern with a chance to give Beckley the lead again. Free throw on its way, and Beckley's regained the lead. So Beckley right now on a 6-0 run. And they've regained the lead. We're coming up on the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Nervous time here in Beckley. Hartwell for three, doesn't go. Lewis with the offensive rebound. The putback doesn't go. It's a foul on Walton.
No, that's going to be on Redfern.
Redfern
on the block, and it's going to be 2 shots.
And you are correct. As Lewis will get to the line, Redfern commits his first. It'll be the team's 4th. So that's another big play, Eric. You look, with 3:59 left in regulation, there's a lot more twists and turns to the conclusion of this game, and Beckley's got 4 team fouls, and every time they foul, GW will be at the line.
Yeah, and GW is a good free throw shooting team.
And Lewis can't connect on the first one. Noah Lewis averaging 14 a game, and he's had a big game here tonight.
Yeah, 23 points going into this quarter.
For the tie. He missed them both. And now Beckley with the ball and up 1. And now Beckley looks like they're going to spread the floor. Redfern perhaps got away with the push-off. Down low to Walton, and he finishes with the layup. Beckley up 3.
Yeah, I think Elijah Redfern may have got away with extending that arm on the behind-the-back dribble.
It's an 8-0 Beckley run. 3.5 to go in regulation. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions. Nervous time here at the Raleigh County Convention Center.
If you're Beckley, you got to run them off the 3-point line because GW is heated up here in this second half as a wide open look.
As soon as you say that, the wide open look, and as Lunsford delivers and ties the game for George Washington.
Big shot after big shot.
3 minutes remain in regulation. Redfern shaking and baking, pull up on the baseline, he got it. As you mentioned, Eric, big shot after big shot. And it comes down to who can get the stops.
Yeah, who can get it on the defensive end. And
Lamb attacks the basket.
They got away with the travel.
Lewis backs his way in, head fake, leans in, puts up the shot, and it goes. And Lewis ties the game. Boy, Beckley's had no answer at all for him tonight.
Yeah, 25 points. Only thing that Lewis has not really done, he's 1 of 3 at the free throw line.
Here's Walton, slips to the basket, and there's a foul. And actually, that's not a bad foul.
I was going to say, you have fouls to give. You stopped an easy lay-in.
Yeah, because Walton was going right to the bucket, as you mentioned, for the lay-in. Only the second team foul. So Beckley will have to inbound the ball under their own basket. 2:11 for regulation, and we're all tied. Wow, what a game. Hawthorne to inbound. Redfern, and they throw it away. George Washington with the steal. What do we got? We got a Beckley foul, I believe. No, they call it George Washington foul.
Washington foul.
I think it's a GW foul, or is it? If it's a Beckley foul, it's free throw time. Watch the replay here. Redfern
they called it on Beckley.
Well, I thought they called on Kobe Dillon, right? And they did. So it'll be 2 shots as Lewis will get to the line and try to give George Washington the lead as Kobe Dillon will commit his second. And once again, Beckley over the limit. That's their 5th team foul. But Lewis just missed 2 the last time he was at the line. And he's now missed 3 in a row. So as good as he's been shooting from the floor, he's missed 3 huge free throws. This one, the back end of the 2-shot opportunity to give George Washington the lead. He missed them both. He's missed 4 in a row. And now coming up on the 2-minute mark. Tie game. Redfern, step back 3, no good, and George Washington, they are able to corral the rebound. And now here's Hartwell with it. George Washington looking to regain the lead.
As Rick Green says, run some motion. Look for them to go to whoever Zion Hawthorne is guarding.
And that's where they go down low. They get the basket by Lunsford, and George Washington back in front. Redfern to the basket. Tough over to Hawthorne. He dials up a three. Good! Zion Hawthorne hits a three. Beckley back in front.
Wow. Big shot after big shot. But I've watched this a couple of times. Watch GW try to pin Zion Hawthorne as guarding Lunsford. And
Lewis backs his way in, spins. Shot's too strong. Beckley with the rebound. Under a minute. George Washington's got to foul 3 more times. And if you're GW, you got to foul now.
Yeah, it's nervous time, and Coach Green is signaling foul.
So that's the third team foul. But here's a tough thing, though, Eric, as we watch the replay.
This is great court vision and unselfishness by Elijah Redfern to believe in his teammates, and Zion Hawthorne knocks down a big three.
Got to get the ball in, and we know how hard that has been.
This is the toughest angle.
Right.
Right, it's happening right in front of us. This is the toughest angle to get the ball in.
The ball's tipped, and they go into the backcourt, and you had to commit the foul. But the one thing about it, as Coach Ron Kidd's saying, you got the ball tipped, but you don't want to throw the ball into the backcourt.
That ball was tipped. That was almost a turnover.
So Clary to inbound. The next GW foul will put Beckley at the line.
This is the better angle if you're Beckley. You want it.
And we got a timeout by Beckley coach Ron Kidd. So full timeout. We'll take it with him. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that.
Done. It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
We need a proven business leader who knows how to get things done for Southern West Virginia. We need a leader who will stand up and fight and defend our family values. We need a leader who believes in individual freedoms. We need a leader to represent us who understands what being a proud West Virginian is all about. We need a conservative Republican in the state Senate. So on May 14th, vote for Brian Helton because he'll always show up and fight for us.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Beckley leads by 1, 57-56. 42 seconds left in regulation. Beckley will inbound the ball. And Eric, the strategy is simple for George Washington. You don't get the steal, you got to foul right away. The next George Washington foul will put Beckley at the line.
And you got to get it to your free throw shooters here.
And they just let the ball come in, and I'm surprised they let it come in that easy.
Well, I think they didn't. They want to. This is who they want to foul. You better watch half court right here. Get an over and back. 5 seconds.
Under 30 for the game. GW's going to need a foul. You're right, Redfern getting very close to over and back. And Kobe Dillon's the guy you don't want to foul if you're George Washington. And now they foul Elijah Redfern. I think George Washington let too much time run off the clock right there. Because now, if Beckley makes both of them, you almost need a three.
I don't think they wanted Kobe Dillon to give that ball up right there. I think I would have dribbled through, but you're right. I don't question the great coach and Rick Green, but I think the pressure of this shot is enormous.
And Redfern makes the first one. But now, I even think, Eric, and I'll take it back, with 13 seconds if he makes it, if you get the ball up quick, you can get a 2.
Yes.
But it's got to be real quick. Second free throw. Got them both. Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here with 13 seconds remaining in regulation. So now, Eric, 59-56. Beckley will both teams now have got 5 fouls. So if you're Beckley, you don't want to foul. I think you want to put token pressure, make them take time to work the ball up the floor. And you're George Washington, you got to go quick. And
I'm defending the three-point line.
Unless you can get a really quick 2, I think if you're George Washington, I think you have to take a 3.
Oh, definitely. I think that's what they're drawing up. Look for heck, they all shoot well, but Hartwell has not knocked one down, but in this quarter. But he's hit one this half, and Lunsford hit a big 3. So look for them to run something with that, and everyone on that team is able to knock the 3
you're
down.
right. You want to defend the 3, but you don't want to give up an easy 2 if you're Beckley, and so you got to put token pressure, but you don't want to foul in the backcourt.
And you know what else you have to say if you're in the huddle, and if you're Beckley and you're in the huddle, you don't want Zion Hawthorne to foul just in case they're able to make a 3 to go to overtime.
Right.
So you have to – let's see what's drawn up here.
George Washington's got to go fast. If you're Beckley, you don't want to foul. We're under 10. Everybody's standing. Hartwell's going to need a 3. And Kobe Dillon gets a steal.
Kobe Dillon with the steal.
And with 3.2 seconds.
They called a foul.
Yes, it'll be Beckley at the free throw line. Beckley will be at the free throw line with a chance to win the game.
Wow. Kobe Dillon handing the cookie jar like he does all year. Sneaky good. And Kobe Dillon at the line. And this crowd is off the charts right now.
And we talked about, Eric, the team that won the game was going to go get the stops. And no stop bigger than that one.
No stop bigger than that. And Kobe Dillon, you got hats off to Kobe Dillon and this Flying Eagle team, but not his typical offensive game. He's only got 7 points, but all 7 coming in the second half.
And that will seal the game for Beckley. Beckley has missed the state tournament each of the last 2 seasons, but look like they're ready to punch their ticket. And Eric, as you said out through the course of the broadcast, big shot after big shot, but none bigger than the one Hawthorne made to give Beckley the lead.
Big shot. Ice water through Hawthorne's veins as Beckley will punch its ticket to Charleston.
Oh! He made a 7-footer. It counted.
That counted.
But Beckley will win by 2. Oh, my.
Who hit that shot?
Beckley wins by 2, 61-59. Wow. Hey,
wow.
I got to catch my breath. that was like an 80-foot shot.
That was an amazing shot. Now, how big was that second?
80-foot shot. And Beckley has punched its ticket to Charleston. Final score. Beckley wins the ball game 61-59. We'll take a break. We'll come back and recap as we'll got to get our breath here on Video Productions. Way to go, heavy hitter.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
When you're repping the blue and gold, staying ready is key.
That's why we hit up Little General Stores, our go-to when the clock is ticking.
At LG, they're hustling to cover your daily needs, fueling you both on and off the court.
From the finest snacks to a team that's always ready to assist, Little General Stores is the ultimate stop.
You can rest easy knowing LG has all your essentials.
Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Find out more at lgstores.com.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford. Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville.
Wow, got to catch my breath, Eric. What a fantastic basketball game. And you know, Eric, that happened in the round of 16. So with the Beckley victory of 61-59, Beckley now has punched their ticket to the state tournament after Beckley missed the state tournament each of the last 2 seasons. And a tremendous battle with their arch rival, George Washington. You can't ask for a better game than what we saw. And I'll just say this, Eric, just glad that you and I and our crew able to be a part of what we just witnessed.
First of all, hats off to George Washington, because down 10 at halftime,
right,
and able to really just impose their will in the third quarter and then take the lead, and then Beckley to battle back. The heart of champions, both of these teams. And we said it. They both deserve to be there and only one could go. But just a class act. Both of these teams respect one another, and hard-fought victory for
And
Beckley.
the thing about it is, as you had stated throughout the game, each team had multiple players with big shot after big shot, but none bigger than the 3-ball that gave Beckley the lead right here just to our left by Zion Hawthorne. And when he hit that 3, man, that was huge because Beckley was behind at the time and able to drain the 3.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can say what you want to about team basketball. That a coach can take that and emphasize, share the basketball, because Elijah Redfern pretty much was putting the team on his back, but he had enough faith to make the cross-court pass to Zion Hawthorne, and the young man shot that with poise and confidence.
Well, Beckley will be one of 8 teams that will participate in the 2024 Boys State High School basketball tournament at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum next week. And all depending on where they're seated, Eric, if they are seated, which I believe, and I think you would agree, if they're seated anywhere 3, 4, 5, or 6, which I think they will be, they will play on Tuesday. It depends on whether they'll be in the morning. The 3-6 matchup, I think, is a morning matchup, and the 4-5 is a night matchup.
Yes. I think the 3-6 is
it's the middle game of the morning
session.
Session.
11:15.
Right.
And the
night game is the middle game
yes.
as well.
Yep.
But anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Eric will have all the numbers for you of this thrilling Beckley victory. Final score, Beckley defeats George Washington 61-59. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, You don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center, and everybody trying to get their collective breath is what a fantastic game. And Beckley very jubilant with the victory, 61-59. I can only imagine how George Washington feels. George Washington had chances. Beckley had chances. Had 2 great coaches, great players on both teams, and great players making great plays on both teams. And Beckley able just to make one more play than George Washington, Eric, and win the game. They win at 61-59. You have the numbers of this Beckley victory.
Yeah, and I'm just going to – my hats off once again to Coach Green, Rick Green and his program. George Washington, class act. They'll be back. These teams will battle for years to come. Noah Lewis, what can you – man, just can't say enough about him. He missed some free throws down the stretch, but he put the team on the shoulders. He finished with 25 points to lead the way for George Washington. Beckley had balance. Elijah Redfern led the way. I'm just going to give this key stat. Beckley has won a lot of games as of late from the free throw line. They were 14 of 19 on the evening, and it was evident that every free throw mattered because of that late three by George Washington to pull it within 2. But Elijah Redfern had 18, Zion Hawthorne 12, Kobe Dillon 9. But I think the player that I would give, if you had to give a game ball out to, would be Jalen Walton. He was 3 of 4 at the free throw line with 14 points on the night, and all his buckets were from the receiving end of Elijah Redfern facilitating, which I think he got away from that a little bit in the third quarter, but Beckley was able to pull out the victory.
And I'll tell you what was George Washington from the free throw line, their final numbers?
Man, I didn't do their numbers, but it wasn't they missed. I can give you their misses. They missed 7.
And I think, anytime you play a 2-point game, and by the way, what a tremendous shot there at the end to cut it to 2. It was about a 75, 80-footer that George Washington shot that
as we see it here, as we're wrapping up, this was an amazing.
And I'm saying,
it looked good
Lunsford?
It was Lunsford. Yes.
Yeah.
When it left his hands, it looked good.
Yeah.
And I think it was Hartwell.
Hartwell?
Yes.
It was Hartwell.
Yes.
I beg your pardon. But anyway, I'm sure George Washington, they can say, hey, there might be this reason or that reason. You never want to say this is why we didn't win, that way we didn't win. But I'm sure they think that if they would have made a couple more free throws, maybe they'd have won the game. But anyway, as you said, well-coached team, Rick Green, a good friend of ours, and I know he'll have George Washington back and competitive again next season.
Yes, and definitely. And these 2 teams, Beckley's getting. I'm not going to say turning their program around. Their program has not been up to what the standards of Beckley, and then I think they're climbing. This group has really gelled as of late. And hats off to both programs, though. And I'm like you. I'm glad I was a part of broadcasting this game.
Yeah, this is what it's about. This is why coaches want to coach, players want to play, broadcasters want to broadcast. And, Eric, for you and I and the heavy hitter Nick Eskins, Jackie Moon, we appreciate all the hard work that everybody's done to make these broadcasts possible here on Video Productions. For us, it'll be our final broadcast. I'm headed back to Charleston tonight, and I'll rejoin the Video Productions in conjunction with the National High School Federation Network on the girls' coverage. And then, of course, I'll be in Charleston next week to take in all the action. And Beckley will be one of the 8 teams there. I'm not sure, I don't have that in front of me, who won the other 7 games. But we will know the seeding before we go to bed tonight, and we'll know what time Beckley plays and who their opponent is. But I got to believe, Eric, and if everything plays out the way that we think it'll play out. I'm thinking Beckley's going to be a 4 or 5, and I don't think it really matters if you're 4 or 5. If you're a 4, you wear the white uniforms. If you're a 5, you wear the maroon uniforms.
Well, I'm not sure on the seeding, and I really don't want to speculate because I think they could be anywhere from 3 to 7.
Well, it depends on what else happens.
What else
right.
happens.
I agree, but I'm saying if everything kind of stays fold and happens like we think, but tournament time. But you're right. If there's upsets, I agree. I think Beckley could be as high as 3, and I don't think that. I think they played good enough where they could stay out of being 7. I think Beckley's either going to be 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah, and I agree with you because this team, and we talked about it peaking at the right time. No one was feeling sorry for Beckley with the injury to Elijah Redfern, but I think if hindsight is you don't want anyone injured, but I think the team grew.
I do.
The team,
you're right,
took some lumps.
They got better.
But they got better
yeah.
as a team, and when he came back in, he didn't break that up. He only enhanced it because you had your go-to guy, your captain, come back. And, I mean, it was a good season to follow. Yep,
so we're going to say our goodbyes, like I say, for our crew, Jackie Moon on camera, and for the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins. We've been together for 3 years. He's attached to us at the hip. That's my guy, the heavy hitter. You my guy, too, my partner, for Eric Thomas. For all of our crew here, I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score as Beckley punches their ticket to the state tournament. Beckley beats George Washington 61-59. I'm Maris Lowry saying good night, everybody.